with Connecting Your Dots. How are you today? I'm Brandon Lee. I'm so excited to be here. And this is Wednesday. And so that means we're doing Wisdom Wednesday. I know, it's kind of cheesy. It's Wisdom Wednesday, but you know what? Alliteration's always good. It helps you remember. It helps me remember. It just gives a good little theme and a little twist to the live. So, hey, I hope you're having a great week. I Before we jump into this, because the topic today is how to be more productive, and the subtitle of it I said was how to move slow to go fast. And I want to share with you a little bit about what I've been doing this week. If you haven't seen the post and everything, is that I have been in training this whole week. And some of you know, let me just give you a quick background for me so you know kind of the why of what I'm doing. Um, so I have been, I've just been a hard charger, to be honest. I started my first company when I was 27. Even before that, right? I mean, I had paper routes and I sold things door to door. And I mean, I started a company in high school that was computer covers. Remember back when we had dust covers over computers and all that? But here's my point of all this is I've spent the last 20 some years of my life really trying to balance things that have been most important to me. And those three things have been me and improving myself in every way that I can. So me, not to sound arrogant, but just or egocentric, but me. And then the other thing that I've been passionate about is I wanted to be able to have the best family I could. I wanted to be able to show up and have an awesome marriage and have great relationships with my kids, so my family. And the third dot there has been my businesses, my career. My career approach just happened to be entrepreneurship. And so, for those of you, if you didn't know, connect your dots. It has to do with those three big dots. It's you, it's your family, and it's your business or it's your career. And here's why those three, I believe, are so important. It's because you can't move any of them well if you don't move all of them together. Let me rephrase that. You can't move them the best if you're not moving all of them together. If you're struggling in your own personal growth, it's really going to be hard for you to move your professional growth. If you're struggling at home, it's going to take energy and focus away from your business. And if your business is struggling, it's going to force struggles at home or with you and frustrations. So that's why those three dots, those three areas of your life are so vitally important. So this week I have been studying with Brendon Burchard and the High Performance Institute. And here's what I love about this stuff. Here's why I chose it and I've invested in it. It's all science-backed training to be a high performer. It is science-backed. It's education backed. They've got researchers from the University of, what was it, Santa Barbara, University of California, Santa Barbara, and I think Penn that have done these analysis of the coaching system that people have gone through. And get this, check this out. This is half the reason I said I'm in and I invested in me to get this training. Is that over the last 7 years, and over 60,000 coaching sessions in over 180 countries, the feedback, the evaluation is 9.6 out of 10 on average. 9.6 out of 10. You know what that means? Over 60,000 coaching sessions. It means people are getting extreme value out of it. They're evaluating the sessions as highly valuable to them. And so that's why I've invested in it to become a certified high performance coach and incorporate that science-backed curriculum into my coaching, into where I coach in my businesses. And really, for me, I mean, I'm going through the certification to be a high performance coach, but I'm gaining so much out of the process. So yeah, that's what I've been doing this week. That's why Wisdom Wednesdays is run a little bit late. I've been training from 11:30 Eastern every day until 5:30 every day this week. It's been awesome. I can't wait to share more of it with you. So let's jump in today. I just thought it was a appropriate topic to look at how to be more productive. And there's lots of ways we can talk about our energy, our psychology, the physiology, our productivity. But three simple things that I want to talk about, because I love this term. I absolutely love this term, which is go slow to move fast. And I know that sounds like such an oxymoron for many of us. We've got so many things to do. We don't think about going slow. We think about going from the next thing to the next thing, the next thing. If you watched last week, the week before, I can't remember, we talked about transitioning from one activity to another and how that's such an energy drainer. If you haven't seen that one, go back. If you're on the podcast, go back and watch that episode, because the way we transition when we go from one thing to the next is a big area where we just leak energy. It's exhausting. Our brain's got to shift what we're doing. Our energy level changes. Our emotions change. We go from doing something like writing an email, and then we're into a conversation, and then we go to a Zoom, and then we go into something a little bit more confrontational something. And just that daily shift. It's exhausting. And so go back and take a look at that one on transitions. But today, in talking about going slow to move fast, the first thing I want to talk about that we all can do, we all have to force ourselves to do it, is get 8 hours of sleep. I know it's 8 hours of sleep, and everyone's like, oh, I just don't have time for it. Here's what I'm telling you. If you have, the science shows, if you are less than 6 hours of sleep, you are acting in an impaired state. I mean, hear that. You are acting in an impaired state. I remember seeing, now this is an extreme case, but I remember watching this thing on like a 2020 or one of those, where they took drunk drivers, like intentionally took subjects, let them drink, they got drunk, and they took people that had stayed up for 24 hours and they put them on a controlled closed course and evaluated their driving. And of course, yeah, you know where this is going. The people who had no sleep were worse drivers than the drunk drivers. So when we're not getting that 8 hours of sleep, at least 7 hours of sleep, we are living in an impaired state. And if our topic today is how do we be more productive? How do you be more productive from an impaired state? It just doesn't make logical sense. So number one, the best thing you can do for yourself is get 8 hours of sleep. Now, look, I know that it's difficult. I spent a lot of years where I just couldn't sleep 8 hours. Go, talk with your doctors. Obviously, I'm not skilled. I'm not making any recommendations. But for me, I did need to work on a few things with my sleep. I had to work on my exercise. I had to work on my eating habits. I had to work on my phone time. And when I looked at that, but I also did get some medication help to help me stay asleep. In my case, I could fall asleep, but I couldn't stay asleep. So, talk to your doctors, talk to whoever it is in your life that you need to about some of those things. But there are, go do some just simple research on preparing your body for sleep and meditation and breathing and those types of things that can help you. So number one, get that 8 hours of sleep. That's a number one thing that we can do for our own productivity. The second thing that we can do is eat 3 good meals a day. Now, look, I'm not a nutrition expert. I'm not pretending to be, but I do know that when we eat regular meals, we eat a well-balanced meal, that it helps us sleep. We're not running on empty for so long. We're not living off caffeine. We're not, we getting proper water in our diet, in our lives. If we don't have 3 good meals, it's going to affect how productive we are throughout the day. I mean, we may think we can live on caffeine for a while, but we all know what comes after too much caffeine. It's a crash, and our energy's gone, and we're dehydrated. So 3 good meals a day. And along with that, with the 3 good meals a day, is allergy testing. And I know there's a lot of more allergies, and I don't know why. I don't know if our bodies are changing. I don't know if it's the way food is being grown and prepared and things like that. But I have not done this yet, but I keep reading and more about just those subtle allergies that we have that affect our focus. It affects our energy. It influences our productivity. If you're eating something that's giving you stomach aches, having that stomach ache is going to affect your productivity. You're not at your best. So being aware, whether it's lactose things or gluten or whatever it may be, when those are affecting your body, it's affecting your productivity. So in the name of this go slow to move fast, if you take the time, it's easy to say, oh, I don't have time to eat. But if you take the time to sit, have a meal, and then go into your next activity that you need to do, you're going to do that activity better. You're going to be sharper. You're going to be more vibrant. You're going to be more focused. So take the time, go slow to move fast, and eat proper meals throughout especially your work day. The third thing is breaks. And I know it's totally counterintuitive. That's why I call this go slow to move fast. And you think, oh, I don't have time for this. But again, the science shows the value of taking a break. Take 3 to 5 breaks a day. And these don't need to be, oh, I got to go 15 minutes and walk or something. They could just be, 2-minute breaks, 3-minute breaks. Get off on your own, breathe, go for a quick walk around the block. Just shut everything down, close your eyes, meditate, just release things. But again, the theme of this was go slow to move fast. These are things that we can do. We just got to be intentional about taking the time to do them. We got to have the discipline. We have to have the understanding in our mind that going slow actually helps us move faster. Sleeping 8 hours, you may think, oh, an extra hour of work. But how much does it drag your next day so that something that you could have done in an hour now is taking an hour and a half? Or something that you did in an hour, maybe it could have been done better. It could have been done with more enthusiasm, more energy, more creativity. You could have got to a final answer quicker. So in the name of going slow to move fast, to be more productive, just to wrap it up, 8 hours of sleep, 3 meals or good quality nutrition per day, and taking 3 to 5 breaks per day in between, especially your activities, and just take that time to breathe, to refresh, regroup, set an intention of what you're going to do, how you want to show up into your next activity. So, all right, everybody, I appreciate you. This is Connect Your Dots. If you're finding value out of it, I'd greatly appreciate if you share it with somebody, tag somebody in here, or share this with somebody that you think would find value in it. And if you want to take it on the go with you, you can go to my podcast page, which is dots.brandonlee.me. And from there, you can see all the different platforms we're on. We're on Deezer and Spotify and several others. So if you have any questions, you have any comments, any other topics you want me to talk about, I want to talk about being a high performer in all areas of our lives and connect those dots of you, your family, and your business or your career. All right, everybody, I love you all. You have a wonderful night. Take care.